News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. And there's your closing bell for this Tuesday on Wall Street, where equities were on track for a second straight positive quarter, despite concerns over a possible government shutdown. And as always, we bring you the closing numbers here each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 gained 27 points. NASDAQ gained 69 points. The Dow gained 81 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.15% and the 2-year yield at 3.6%. And the federal government does look to be headed for a shutdown at midnight after the president and congressional leaders were unable to reach an agreement during yesterday's meeting at the White House and then earlier today. As he was leaving for Quantico, President Trump was asked about Democrats' demands.
They want to give them full health care benefits. They want to open the wall again. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it.
Undocumented immigrants are not legally eligible for those benefits. Democrats in the House and Senate argue the Republican bill will raise health care costs for Americans. Democratic Whip Catherine Clark spoke at a rally with supporters on Capitol Hill.
Premiums are about to double, and the notices go out tomorrow. We're here to keep government open. We're here to keep hospitals open. We're here to keep children insured. We're here to keep health care affordable.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates about 750,000 federal employees will be furloughed each day of a government shutdown, and that the shutdown will cost about $400 billion each day. The monthly jobs report might not come out on Friday if the government's closed, but we do have some fresh data on job openings in August. Bloomberg's Matt Miller with those numbers.
7.227 million job openings, and the previous release was revised up to more than 7.2 million job openings as well.
Bloomberg's Matt Miller. We also got consumer confidence figures from the Conference Board that fell to a 5-month low, 94.2, on concerns about the labor market. Pfizer shares jumped more than 7% in the regular session after announcing it had secured a 3-year grace period from President Trump's promised tariffs on pharmaceuticals. It is a deal that they say will lower some of the company's drug prices.
Pfizer has agreed to provide some of their most popular current medications to all consumers at heavily discounted prices of anywhere between 50 and even 100%. And that's off the price.
Pfizer will sell those discounted drugs on a direct-to-consumer website called Trump RX, an initiative intended to allow Americans to pay for prescriptions at discounted rates negotiated by the government. The Federal Trade Commission is suing Redfin and Zillow, alleging that a deal between the two companies stunts competition. The FTC says Redfin agreed to end its contracts with advertising customers to stop competing in the multifamily market for 9 years and serve as a syndicator of Zillow listings in exchange for $100 million. Zillow shares fell about 4% in the regular session. Redfin is owned by Rocket. Rocket shares fell more than 4% in regular trading. A federal judge says the Trump administration unconstitutionally targeted non-citizens for deportation over pro-Palestinian protests. U.S. District Judge William Young agreed with the plaintiffs that the policy they describe as ideological deportation violates the First Amendment. That decision came after a trial in which plaintiffs presented witnesses who testified that the Trump administration launched a coordinated effort targeting students and scholars who criticized Israel or showed sympathy for Palestinians. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth gathered an unprecedented meeting of hundreds of U.S. military officials to an in-person meeting to announce directives for troops that include gender-neutral or male-level standards for physical fitness, as well as an end to so-called woke culture in the military. Hegseth told military leaders if they don't like it, they can leave.
If the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign.
President Trump and Secretary Hegseth spoke at Marine Base Quantico. Amazon is introducing new Echo devices and revamping other models. The new Echoes will ship with Amazon's AI interface. Amazon will charge more for the devices and push users toward an Amazon Prime subscription. Shares of Amazon fell about 1% in regular trading. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.